gave me the name.
If you order me to, I'll do it.
That's a mistake, Robert. You need to volunteer this name.
General Groves. He transferred me to London.
He did protect him.
He's trying.
When they opened me up in Scotland, I was unconscious, but I pretended I'd been napping. Is it big enough to end all war?
He took a wrong turn. We're ahead.
Oh, not gonna help.
Or they're not ahead.
I'm not here to help, Robert.
Oh, you're right.
The power you're about to reveal will forever outlive the Nazis.
True.
The men who gave them the power to destroy themselves.
Sorry, Oppie, but there's a call.
Robert! Robert.
Something devastating happened.
Father called.
Oh.
They found her yesterday in the bath.
Oh, no.
She took barbiturates, but there was chloral hydrate in her blood.
Oh.
Don't get to commit the sin, and then have us all feel sorry for you.
Damn.
People here depend on you.
Due to the female reproductive
Oh gosh.
system is more exposed than mine.
It won't work for that man.
I won't let you leave. Research what you want. Fusion, the hydrogen bomb, whatever. We'll meet to discuss.
Where they would target us, starting with New York.
That's
DC.
It's a weapon of attack with no defensive value.
Uh-huh.
You drown in 10 feet of water or 10,000, what's the difference? We can already drown Russia.
Teller's designs are still as impractical as they were during the war.
Then how would you have Truman reassure the American people?
We will not build a hydrogen bomb.
Thereby revealing its existence.
I'm just not sure you want to go down this road.
Ugh.
Some intense meetings.
Flying back from a raid, saw an amazing sight, like a meteor. I can't help but imagine what it will be for such an enemy rocket to carry an atomic warhead.
All that regret that he already feels for what he's done.
How was Mr. Borden able to put together such a detailed indictment? Might Mr. Nichols have given him access to the file?
Ah,
or someone
that
else
guy.
at the AEC?
I've always assumed, and still assume, that he's loyal to the United States.
Teller.
Germany is about to surrender. No longer the enemy who are the greatest threat to mankind. It's our work.
Damn.
But the Japanese fight hard.
Their defeat seems assured.
Not if you're a GI preparing to invade. Our work here will ensure a peace mankind has never seen.
That's hopeful. Optimistic.
2 years and $1 billion worth?
Well, hard to put a price on it.
Not really, just add up the bills.
Birth control is a little out of my jurisdiction, General. Clearly.
Folks, head down. Okay. Everybody ready?
I hope you learned something.
We learned we're gonna need to be a lot farther away.
Well, figure it out fast.
My gosh.
I hope you learned something.
Yeah, he's funny.
He plays such a good general. Just no bullshit.
History will judge us, Robert. You can convince anyone of anything. Even yourself.
What are we estimating?
In a medium-sized city,
My God.
20 or 30,000 dead.
Is there no way to demonstrate a bomb to Japan to provoke surrender?
We intend to demonstrate it in the most unambiguous terms.
I've taken Kyoto off the list due to its cultural significance to the Japanese people. Also, my wife and I honeymooned there.
Disgusting.
Right?
The use of the atomic bomb on Japanese cities will save lives.
Not all scientists on the project are in agreement. In fact, this might be a moment to consider other opinions.
Certain scientists of doubtful discretion and uncertain loyalty. It's practical. We should sever any such scientist from the program. Wouldn't you agree, Doctor?
Oof.
Absolutely. We will test fire before the conference.
Is that actually the bomb?
I would suppose.
12 here in South Observation Point with Frank and Kistiakowski.
The sound effect they're using right now is doing a great job of raising that anxiety and anticipation. They've done such a good job
For the sounds.
with Yeah, all of it.
I would not want to be in there.
Hell no.
Is that the plutonium?
I guess so. Drop it.
Yeah.
Without high winds, it should settle within 2 to 3 miles.
Just some falls.
Tape? Is that just tape on it?
Yep. Oh, for those holes. Keep the sand out.
Is there anything else that might stop us?
Oh, gosh.
The weather.
Yep.
Take in the sheets.
Recollect.
Are they gonna blow up this little town eventually?
I think so.
Yeah, just like all the old videos.
Yeah.
Blowing the houses away. Good lord.
My gosh. This is exactly what you don't want.
Yeah.
It's going to carry everything so far. Visibility is garbage, but they have to move on that date. Oh, it looks better up there.
Yeah.
Guess they've waited a little bit. And the hydrogen bomb is even bigger
Yeah.
than the A-bomb.
Yeah.
Opie's taken a very modest 3 kilotons. And does anyone want the side
Taking
action
bets?
on atmospheric ignition?
Atmospheric ignition. Oh my god.
2 years worth of plutonium will be scattered across
Oh my
White Sands.
gosh.
A month of my salary against $10. Says it likes.
That is confidence. I wish I had that amount of confidence about anything.
You better pay me.
The team hasn't slept in 2 nights.
Oh my
Stand down,
gosh.
make the bomb safe. We won't be back here for weeks. It'll break before dawn. How could you know that? I know this desert. Storm cools overnight. Just before dawn, storm breaks. Sign your forecast. If you're wrong, I'll hang you.
Oh my god. Oh.
3 years, 4,000 people, $2 billion. If it doesn't go off.
$2 billion in that time.
Seriously.
What did Fermi mean by atmospheric ignition? Setting fire to the atmosphere.
And what was Fermi still taking side bets on it? Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world?
Except it's the most remote possibility.
Near zero.
What do you want for theory alone?
0 would be nice.
Still quite windy.
Yeah. So
A welder's glass?
Oh, like seeing whenever you're welding, that dark.
Oh, so it doesn't blind you.
Or
Wow.
like it'll burn your retinas.
Yeah. Imagine being the one person to actually start it.
Yeah. I could smell the cedar in that room.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm nervous.
I know.
I want to see what my heart rate is right now.
Try not to blow up the world.
Try not to blow up the world.
All right.
Watch that needle. If the detonators don't charge, or the voltage drops below 1 volt, you hit that button, you abort.
I feel like you need like 5 people watching that then.
Yeah.
Like, how important is that?
2 minutes to destination. Is it right then?
That may or may not be me.
So much suspense.
You look ahead, guy. I know the rules.
Okay, Mom. What?
You just can't not.
Yeah.
Dude, are you gonna die or something?
Probably get cancer. Ooh. God.
Just sheer destruction.
Silent destruction.
How far away are they?
I don't know. Not far enough.
And now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
It worked.
How conflicting.
I mean, in the moment, it's just excitement. Years worth of work.
Dude with the drums.
Still practicing.
Yeah. Oh, you got lots of cat love going on.
Batman won't leave me alone.
Batman.
Get me Potsdam right away.
Get a message to Kitty. You can't say anything. Tell her to take in the sheets.
Kid's screaming with food in its mouth.
Said to tell you to bring in the sheets.
If they detonated too high in the air, the blast wouldn't be as powerful.
With respect, Dr. Oppenheimer, we'll take it from here.
Gross.
Yeah.
There they go.
Truman, brief Stalin and Potsdam. But I come with you to Washington. What for?
You did your job.
All right, scientists. Yeah, you made this weapon of mass destruction. And now, bye. Not going to consult you on how to use it.
It's like working for a company.
Have you seen Cillian's petition? What the hell does Sillard know about the Japanese? Does not give us any more right or responsibility to decide how it's used than anyone else.
But they're the only people who know about it.
Perhaps all war becomes unthinkable.
Until somebody builds a bigger one.
Yep.
Thought they would call.
It's only the 5th.
He seems like he's in agony.
Mm-hmm.
An American airplane dropped one bomb.
16 hours ago.
The bomb had more power than 20,000 tons of TNT.
I'm very proud of you and all of your people.
It went all right.
Apparently, it went with a tremendous bang.
I've been playing this throughout the movie.
The world will remember this day.
That they will.
It's too soon to determine what the results of the bombing are, but I'll bet the Japanese didn't like it.
It's just falling apart in his head.
I'm so proud. So proud of what you have accomplished. I just wish we had it in time to use against the Germans.
Wow. My God.
President Truman will see you now.
You recognize that actor?
Please.
Thank you.
Not yet.
How's it feel to be the most famous man in the world? What we did, Hiroshima was...
And Nagasaki.
Obviously. Do you know when the Soviets are gonna have the bomb?
I don't think I could give you...
Never. I hear you're leaving Los Alamos. What should we do with it?
Give it back to the Indians.
If what you say about the Soviets is true, we have to build up Los Alamos.
I feel that I have blood on my hands.
Wow.
You think anyone in Hiroshima or Nagasaki gives a shit who built the bomb? They care who dropped it. I did. Don't let that crybaby back in here.
Wow.
Truman did drop it.
used his profile to influence policy.
My son and his fiancée are desperate to meet the father of the atomic bomb, so... Is this about time?
What do you think, Lewis?
I think it must have been a blow for you.
For the world.
I was spying for the Soviets the whole time.
God.
Which guy?
The guy who just handed him the thing.
When Fuchs came out, the FBI stepped up surveillance on him. He knew his phone was tapped.
This was taken 31 days after the bombing.
Japanese spoke of people who wore striped clothing upon whom the skin was burned in stripes.
There were many who thought themselves lucky, who climbed out of the ruins of their homes only slightly injured. They died anyway. Days or weeks later, from iridium-like rays emitted in great numbers at the moment of the explosion.
God.
Atomic bombings were not the last act of World War II, but the first act of this Cold War with Russia.
Today, that pride must be tempered with a profound concern. The day will come when people will curse the name of Los Alamos.
Those were your words from the other day.
We needed to pivot.
But how would you know what Time magazine is going to write? But you've been far ahead all along.
Survival in Washington. It's about knowing how to get things done.
I'm beginning to think Borden was holding the knife for you.
It's Borden, when we all know that it's Strauss. Wake up! It is Strauss. It's always been Strauss, and you know it.
She's really good.
You gave the file to Borden. You set him on Oppenheimer.
No trial. You can't give Oppenheimer a platform. We need a systematic destruction of Oppenheimer's credibility so he can never again speak on matters of national security.
Jesus.
His Q clearance is up for renewal. You send your accusations to the FBI when he appeals, and trust me, he will. I appoint a board. Rob will have security clearance to examine Oppenheimer's file, as will the Gray Board. Defense counsel will not.
Wow.
No audience, no reporters, no burden of proof.
No burden of proof.
We're not convicting. We're just denying.
Wow.
What is it you said? This is just how the game is played.
Strauss wants me to walk away.
Strauss knows that you can't do that. You'd be accepting the charges.
Would like to know what document Mr. Robb is quoting from and if we might be furnished with a copy.
The document is classified, Mr. Garrison.
You let my client sit here and potentially perjure himself, and all this time, you had a recording? Can we hear this recording?
You don't have the clearance, Mr. Garrison.
Ugh, this is so frustrating.
Is this proceeding interested in entrapment or in truth?
Dr. Oppenheimer is a man of upstanding character, and he is loyal to the United States, to his friends.
What was that?
Nothing to worry about.
Chairman, our next scheduled witness, Dr. Lawrence, has apparently come down with colitis. We'll proceed with William Borden instead.
Oh,
Mr.
great.
Borden, welcome.
This guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what other movie I've seen him in, but he's a bad guy in that too.
Batman.
That is correct.
Dark Knight.
That is correct.
Prior to the writing of the letter, did you discuss the writing of the letter with anybody attached to the Atomic Energy Commission?
Is there accusations that have not previously been made, that are not part of the indictment from Nichols? Accusations of a kind that I don't think belong here. How long has counsel been in possession of this letter?
I don't think I should be subject to cross-examination by you, Mr. Garrison.
Let's proceed.
Ugh.
It's just impossible.
Yep.
More probably than not, J. Robert Oppenheimer
Wow.
is an agent of the Soviet Union.
Wow.
Has since been functioning as an espionage agent.
Wow.
Anyone ever going to tell the truth about what's happening here?
God, how much is... I mean, I imagine a lot of this is true.
I have to research it
So
after.
Fucked.
Are you allowed to say that?
Don't care.
So messed up.
Most of the scientists in this country would prefer to see Mr. Strauss completely out of government.
Get him.
Referring to the hostility of certain scientists directed toward Mr. Strauss because of his commitment to security.
Oh, wow.
No, because of the personal vindictiveness he demonstrated against Dr. Oppenheimer.
Whew. All right. There you go. Speak some truth.
No, Board.
in this country should sit in judgment of a man because he expressed strong opinions.
Oppenheimer made mincemeat out of Strauss's position on the shipments of isotopes to Norway, and Strauss never forgave him. Strauss turned to the personnel security system in order to destroy Oppenheimer's effectiveness.
Oh, he's happy about it.
I want to see the vital interests of this country in hands which I understand better and therefore trust more. Sorry.
I feel like that was honest,
You
though.
shook
his fucking hand?
Under the current AEC guidelines, would you clear Dr. Oppenheimer today? I would not clear him today. Good, thank you. That is all. But I don't think I'd clear any of those guys.
And you wouldn't want to leave this board with any suggestion today that you're here questioning his basic loyalty to the United States.
I hope I didn't lead anyone to believe otherwise for an instant.
Good as it gets.
Yeah. Ugh.
Will you describe your views on communism as pro, anti, neutral?
Very strongly against.
Who was this? Roger Robb. Mrs. Oppenheimer, you have a Communist Party membership card?
It was also very long ago, Mr. Robb, wasn't it?
Not really.
Long enough to have forgotten.
Did you return the card or rip it up?
The card whose existence I've forgotten?
Could a distinction be made between Soviet communism and communism?
I thought that the Communist Party of the United States was concerned with our domestic problems. I now no longer believe this.
Did you know this money was going into Communist Party channels?
Don't you mean through?
Pardon?
I think you mean through Communist Party channels, don't you?
Would it be fair to say that this meant that by 1942 your husband had not stopped having anything to do with the Communist Party?
That's your question. It's not properly phrased.
Do you understand what I'm getting at?
I do.
And why don't you answer it that
Because
way?
I don't like your phrase. I know he gave money to Spanish refugees. I know he took an intellectual interest in communist ideas. Well, I couldn't answer that one.
I couldn't either.
She's killing it. Oh, Einstein.
At that point, tell them to go to hell.
It's no trial.
About a trial. You certainly can't prove that I gave the file to Borden.
There's no burden of proof.
Just denying.
His face.
Do you know he's never once said that he regrets Hiroshima?
Bomb on the target you selected, that thousands of civilians would be killed or injured. Is that correct? 220,000 dead at least. Yes. Any moral scruples about that? Bombing of Hiroshima was very successful.
Technically successful.
Technically, it was very successful. You have been opposed to the dropping of a thermonuclear weapon on Japan because of moral scruples.
Yes, if I would, sir.
You supported the dropping of the atom bomb on Japan.
What do you mean support?
You supported it.
What do you mean support?
Well, you helped pick the target, didn't you?
This is so hard to watch.
I know.
Los Alamos. I would have done anything I was asked to do.
Well, then you would have built the H-bomb too, wouldn't you?
Just want to take a bat across his face.
I said a super bomb should never be built. And wouldn't the Russians do anything to increase their strength?
If we did it, they would have to do it.
Exactly. No moral scruples in 1945, plenty in 1949.
When did your strong moral convictions develop with respect to the hydrogen bomb?
When it became clear to me that we would tend to use any weapon we had.
He should be thanking me.
Well, he's not. Full Senate's about to vote. He'll scrape through.
Great, then gather the fucking press. In the light of your continuing associations and disregard for the security apparatus of this country, to deny the renewal of your security clearance.
At least there was one person.
Don't they get the sheets?
No.
You'll get your shot. This evening, sir. When will you come out?
There were a couple of unexpected holdouts.
I'm denied. Yeah?
I'm afraid so, sir.
All right.
There were 3, led by the junior senator from Massachusetts, Kennedy, John F. Kennedy.
Wow.
That's fun.
That's fun. That's a fun factoid.
Get him, Kennedy.
Yeah. Oh.
That if you let them tar and feather you, the world would forgive you. It won't.
We'll see.
You told me I'd be okay.
Oh, so you're gonna
I
blame
didn't have
him
all
now?
the facts, did I?
Maybe they should just invite Oppenheimer instead.
Maybe they will.
He turned the scientists against me one by one, starting with Einstein. I told you about that.
Is it possible they didn't talk about you at all? Is it possible they spoke about something more important?
Ooh, burn.
Right?
Get him.
You all thought that I had lost the ability to understand what had started. It really wasn't for me, it was for all of you. Now it's your turn to deal with the consequences of your achievement. It won't be for you. It will be for them.
She's hard.
I came to you with those calculations. We thought we might start a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world. I believe we did.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
My God.
Based on the book. I want to read the book now.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to process. Like, that was just insane.
Yeah. I mean, I just kept thinking of the quote, and I don't remember what movie this is from. And I'm going to butcher the quote, but something along the lines of, like, with science, sometimes they just focus on if they can do something and not if they should do something.
Yeah.
That the whole time I was just thinking about that, because everything was about theory. It was about science. It was about...
Can we make it work? Can
Yeah.
we make it happen? Yeah.
And it just feels like all the people that were trying to build this bomb were just dealing with, I imagine, such immense cognitive dissonance. And had to separate the intellectualization of what they were doing with the just sheer destruction and, again, like crimes against humanity that would be unleashed as a result of their actions.
Mm-hmm.
That scene, whenever he's giving the speech after the bomb was detonated, and you see people cheering, and then you see him just feeling
that scene.
Yeah, and people crying, people like just processing everything in their own ways.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't been moved. I don't know how to explain it internally as much as I have in that movie. Like, it really stirred me. Like the amount of anxiety that those scenes elicit was just incredibly intense. How they, in that scene where they're doing where he's doing the speech and he's like, "Hey, we did it! Great job, everybody!"
Yeah.
They also were including sounds of like terror, of screaming. Of God, what it does. What that bomb did. I went to Nagasaki. It was like 2009, and I got to go to the memorials and see. There's tons of statues that were donated by just many different countries, just to say, hey, sorry about that. That was really fucked up.
Yeah.
Was this massive statue? It's huge. I think it's like made of copper or something. I remember it was green. But it's just pointing upward, just to remind people of what happened, I think. There's probably more to it than that. there was another statue that was just screaming faces just melted into this statue. It was wild. I remember being there. I was there with some friends.
When you were in the military.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an important thing to add here.
Yeah, just American Navy sailors walking around this memorial and just feeling this huge amount of guilt, even though we weren't even alive at the time. Yeah, because they had, groups of school children walking through this memorial and seeing what happened. And there's like articles of clothing. There's stuff that's from what happened in Nagasaki. That was just, it's just insane, horrible.
I imagine it's similar to how many, German people feel now when visiting, Holocaust museums or anything that deals with remembrance of what occurred. Just that feeling of, I'm like tearing up. Like you mentioned, guilt, even though it's something that you had no control of or played a part in at all. It's your people did this horrible thing to other people, senseless. And especially they were talking about how it's been years since I've learned kind of the history and really the timeline of World War II, but the fact that Germany was already done, Japan seemed like was already, it sounded like at first they thought that the Japanese would not surrender, but then later they said, they pretty much were done at that point.
Japanese are the only ones that had like a really hard hit on American soil. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's a big part of it too.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like
retribution.
How many ships they sank in Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
There's still bodies in those ships.
Yeah. Again, though, the bombs and what we did to civilians versus
doesn't make any sense.
People in the military. Yeah. Oh, man, that was rough. I'm glad we watched it. It's been something that I've been excited to watch since I saw a trailer for it last year. Cillian Murphy killed it. My gosh, he's so good. There's so many actors in it. Gary Oldman, we've talked about. That
was unexpected. I did not expect it.
I accidentally saw that he was in it.
Oh.
But we've talked about, he's one of my favorite actors. And if you're watching something and you have no idea who this actor is that's playing a character, odds are it's Gary Oldman. He's just so versatile.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, but that was really good.
Yeah, it hit hard. It was deep. It was intense. It was, I don't know. The music was perfect. How they filmed it, the scenes they created were just, I don't know. They were so different than what you normally see, and it was a hell of an experience. I wish I had seen it in the theaters.
I know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Adios.
Bye.